There you can see the driver, after being shot, losing control of her car, crashing into cars parked on the left side of the street. And then you hear the witness yelling, "Shame, shame," at the ICE officers. We also see video of the car on the driver's side where a different bystander is checking on the victim. Again, we're going to show you a different video. This is going to be a little graphic, and you're going to see blood. So, that's what happened. Here is what the Trump administration is saying. The Department of Homeland Security, in charge of ICE, is claiming that rioters blocked ICE officers and, quote, one of these violent rioters weaponized her vehicle, attempting to run over our law enforcement officers in an attempt to kill them, unquote. And here is the Secretary of the Department of Homeland Security, Kristi Noem, this afternoon.
It was an act of domestic terrorism. What happened, it was our ICE officers were out in an enforcement action. They got stuck in the snow because of the adverse weather that is in Minneapolis. They were attempting to push out their vehicle, and a woman attacked them and those surrounding them and attempted to run them over and ram them with her vehicle.
Oh my God.
An officer of ours acted quickly and defensively shot to protect himself and the people around him. And my understanding is that she was hit and is deceased. We're continuing to gather more information, but this goes to show the assaults that our ICE officers and our law enforcement are under every single day. These vehicle rammings are domestic acts of terrorism.
Oh, yeah.
We're working with the Department of Justice to prosecute them as such.
They're officially calling people
Obviously
terrorists.
do not know what the pending investigations will reveal about this shooting, but to anyone with eyes, it's clear that Secretary Noem's description is abjectly false.
Yeah.
President Trump echoed Noem. He posted on Truth Social, quote, "The woman driving the car was very disorderly."
Oh, yeah, she was so
obstructing and
disorderly.
resisting, who then violently, willfully, and viciously ran over the ICE officer, who seems to have shot her in self-defense, unquote. And President Trump included a version of this video. Trump's appears to be slowed down from the original. He added, quote, "It is hard to believe he," meaning the officer, "is alive, but is now recovering in the hospital," unquote. The agent, of course, we should note, after this incident, the one who shot her, the one that the president said was run over, we see him walking away from the vehicle. Many of these Trump administration assertions are hotly disputed by witnesses on the scene, Minnesota public officials, and frankly, the facts. Minneapolis Mayor Jacob Frey called Noem's assertion, quote, "bullshit," and he added this.
Message for ICE. To ICE, get the fuck out of Minneapolis. We do not want you here.
Here's outgoing Minnesota Governor Tim Walz.
From here on, I have a very simple message. We do not need any further help from the federal government.
Yeah.
To Donald Trump and Kristi Noem, you've done enough.
Let's get right to CNN's Whitney Wild on the scene. And Whitney, what more are you learning about the victim and the ICE officer?
There's very little information at this point, Jake. All we know is that she was 37 years old, she was a U.S. citizen, she was white. That is it. We do not yet know what her name was, why she was here in this moment. Is she from Minneapolis? Does she have a family? These are all questions we're continuing to ask. As far as the condition of the ICE agent, we're continuing to ask the Department of Homeland Security what the condition of that ICE agent is, but you said it yourself, and you see in the video, he reholsters his firearm and then walks away. So we are still waiting for the official word on that. On the ground, there's heartbreak and there's rage. Earlier today, we saw so much anger here, Jake. I mean, people were screaming at the law enforcement here who were securing the scene, screaming at the federal agents who were on scene, throwing snowballs at their vehicles as they drove away, throwing snowballs at the Minneapolis Police Department as they drove away. Let me show you.
She was trying to get away from them while they were holding
I'll show
on.
you that there is this vigil here.
And that's
this
clear.
Is where this woman, whose name we still don't know, spent her last moments on Earth. It is a striking scene. Next to a flower, there is a piece of broken taillight. This is so fresh. that her blood is still splattered on the snow here on
How
Portland
long are they going to
Avenue
hold on to
at
that it was a
East
Mexican
34th
terrorist
Street.
when it was a U.S. person
I'll
shot?
leave you
I'm
with
just
this, Jake.
curious.
This is
That's
a
just a
city that has
genuine
worked
question.
really hard to rebuild after the George Floyd riots. This is a police department that has worked really hard to reorganize themselves, to retrain their officers, to make sure it is a police department that the city can get behind. A lot of work and a lot of progress has happened here. George Floyd was killed 4 blocks from where I'm standing.
Of course he
and
was.
Every person I've spoken with here brought it up because it is not in the rearview mirror here. It is an ever-present thing for the people who still live in Minneapolis. And one person I spoke with said he's really scared that all of this pressure from ICE is going to tear away all of that work that they have done. And it is a particularly difficult line for the Minneapolis Police Department to toe here. They have to push down any, I should not say push down, I should say de-escalate to ensure that this does not erupt in the same way that George Floyd erupted after. Right now, we are hearing people starting to yell again. People are very angry here. We're seeing some of these pop-ups, people yelling at each other on scene here. But for the most part, Jake, now that the public has a chance to come here and actually see it and pay respects to the woman who lost her life right here, it is calm. We've seen many people, embracing in prayer and paying their last respects to a woman they don't even know, Jake.
And as you know, Minneapolis is no stranger to protests, and sometimes those protests have turned violent. What are officials bracing for?